The Quran, in a sense, sets up a dialectic in the world between a Pharonic impulse to control and a prophetic impulse or a prophetic truth to liberate people from control models and to enter into a type of submission in which they're no longer subjugated or subjected to these control models that tyrannize them and keep them basically trapped in delusional ways of viewing the world and what the world is here for. So the Pharaoh, his symbol is the pyramid. It's a very interesting symbol because the pyramid is moving to a human apex, which is the Pharaoh and his inner circle, and the rest of the society is supporting that structure. So human beings are really seen as servants of those in power or those in charge. And those in charge then have magicians. They have there's 4 components that the Pharonic model has. Allah says, Inna Fir'auna wa Hamana wa junuduhuma. That there's Fir'aun, which is the political component. And then there's Haman, which is the economic component. It's the economic power base. And then there's the military component, which empowers both the political and the economic to do what they want. So these 3, and Allah says that all of them were wrongdoers. So being a soldier for this system is also participating in the crime of the system. There's a 4th component, and these are the magicians, the Sahara. These are the ones that keep people in awe, that bewitch people, that put veils over them to make them think something is real when it's not real. And so that is the Pharonic system. Those are the 4 components of the Pharonic system that are mentioned in the Quran. And one of the things about the Pharaoh is he's very sensitive, like he sends spies out, so he uses a spy network. He also wants to know everything that's happening in the society. And he's also very fearful, because what he's afraid of, because Allah says in the Quran that لِيُرِيَ هَمَانَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَهَمَانَ وَجُنُودُهُ مَا كَانُوا مِنْهُمْ يَحْذَرُونَ. Allah is going to show Fir'aun his economic power, his military power, the very thing that he was fearing. So Pharaoh fears the prophetic element in the society because the prophetic element is exposing the lie of the Pharonic culture. And so the Pharonic culture has a deep-seated fear of this element because it's an element it's telling people, you weren't created to build pyramids. You weren't created to serve Pharaoh. You weren't created just to make money. You weren't created to exploit. You were created to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, the Pharonic model uses manipulation of nature. And that's why when they threw down their sticks, they looked like snakes. Whereas what the prophetic model is, it's truth. It's not illusion. When it shows its hand, it gobbles up the falsehood. And that's why they don't like the two to be together. They like to make sure that that element is not allowed any type of mass audience. Because if it is, it becomes very dangerous. So that is one of the most important elements in the Quran, is this model. And that's why the Pharaoh and Musa, or Moses, is the most important story in the Quran. It's repeated more than any other story. Each time it comes in the Quran, it has nuances. Because ultimately that is the human conflict. It's between a control model, which is about getting the creation to submit to creatures. They want you to submit to higher creatures. And the Islamic model is that you don't submit to creatures, you submit to the Creator. So these are in opposition.
محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن عجم. محمد سيد الكونين والثقلين والفريقين من عرب ومن